posting this as a press release? Did you post this as a press release yet?
No.
The events?
Oh, you mean like the event calendar?
Yeah.
No, not yet. So this is not, I mean, there's no secrets, but I haven't made it
Press release?
public. Yeah. I'm waiting, this is all mine.
Yeah.
You want me to, if you don't get it? Ready? Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, we're ready. Rolling? No, you're stopping. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, hello, everybody. The Common Council of the City of Plattsburgh, New York, is the Operations Committee meeting for January 9th, 2023 is about to begin. I'm going to start by taking a roll call. Councilor Gibbs has the next speech for the meeting. Councilor Bach, present. Mayor Rosenbach,
Sure.
and Councilor Talon is here. All right. First on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the December 12th, 2022 City Operations Committee meeting. I'll take a motion. Councilor Bach.
Second.
All right. Very good. And
All in
first,
favor?
oh, all in favor?
Aye.
I agree to that. Here is, okay, first up on the agenda is, a discussion from the city clerk of the monthly and year-to-date reports. And you have a question?
No questions for me.
No questions? All right, moving on. Next on the agenda will be, community events report. Courtney?
So I wanted to report out on just 3 different topics as we go into 2023. So I'll talk about our event calendar and the plans on launching that. I'll give an update on our community sponsorship for 2023, and then also talk about the launch of our online public engagement platform. I've included our pretty much finalized list of 2023 events. We're bringing back pretty much everything that we did last year, except for one event, which is the downtown Easter event. We just felt like we could outreach and engage our audience in different ways, and so we just moved away from that event. But we did add something that the city is kind of taking ownership over, which is going to coincide with the Mayor's Cup this year and the Mayor's Cup concert at the City Beach. Kind of a fun way to close out all of the fun festivities that are going on that day. But everything else is pretty much the same from last year, so we're excited to just revisit and continue to build back on many of these events, partnering with many of the same organizations that we have in the past, like the 1814 Incorporated Group, who helps us do Battle of Plattsburgh, Sunrise Rotary, helps us put on Mayor's Cup, Plattsburgh Art Coalition, SUNY Plattsburgh, the Strand, lots of outreach to our local groups, Adirondack North Together Alliance. So those folks will all be working with the city. I should probably highlight as well, we're working with an organization called Lake City Health and Wellness to bring back the Plattsburgh Half Marathon. It's really exciting. I think a lot of our events are focused on community gathering, and this one now focuses on health and wellness as well. So that's exciting.
Bike rodeo as well.
Oh, and bike rodeo. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a partnership with the town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County as well. So yeah, I guess there are more than just a few new additions. It's great. So we will be launching this officially and really doing a concerted effort to get this out into the community in a couple weeks. My target is the 23rd of January. The reason for this is because we've been working with a lot of local businesses and organizations talking about how they can join us in partnership and sponsorship of our event. And there's a couple folks that are just waiting to hear back from them in terms of what their pledge is going to be, so that we can include all of our businesses in our press release and launch. So we'll be talking over media channels as well as social media channels to get the word out of our event. And I've also been talking with local organizations and groups who put on other events throughout the year, like the Strand and PPPH. We're all trying to work together to not compete or book events right around the same time, so that everybody feels like there's always something to do in Plattsburgh. They never have to choose between doing things. We are also working with, we're a vendor group right now to add an event page on the Discover Plattsburgh website. So that's a website that came out of the DRI funding. It highlights different parks and facilities and historic walks and things downtown. But we felt like this would be a really great place for all of the city events to live as well, so that whether you're a resident or a visitor, when you go to that website to see what's going on in downtown, you're also able to see all these different events that are going on. So that will be launching in hopefully in step with this. We're also currently in conversation, booking a lot of our musical talent for our city events. So the 4th of July, the Mary Smith concert, our Parks and Live series, the Lake City Art Fest. We're trying to get ahead of that this year. Last year we were a little bit late in the game. And so this year we're trying to reach back out into the community locally and regionally to get some exciting talent and musical acts for our events. And with this launch, we will also be releasing 2 RFPs, which we always do or have done in the past. So for our fireworks display, as well as for a company or potentially multiple companies to take on the sound and techniques for the different shows and music performances that we're putting on. So those will be released in the next couple weeks. I'll pause there for a second. I'll move on to the next bullet, but does anybody have any questions about the calendar? Good, great. So an update on our community sponsorships. I sort of started them taking this initiative at the end of the summer, and have been just trying to, whether it's revisit or start up new conversations with many of our local businesses who have supported the events in the past or are interested in maybe post-COVID starting to get more involved in community events and city events now. And so this has been sort of an initiative that's been happening over the fall and now into the winter. We have had pledges come in from 8 local businesses and organizations with $13,200 being pledged to support our city events in 2023. Which is very exciting. We're very grateful for that support. Not only monetarily, but we're also looking to have our community business partnerships support us in a volunteering capacity. So we're hoping to see a lot more of our local businesses send their staff members out to help with the aspect of setting up events or staffing events as well. So it's more of like a 360 engagement with our partnerships as opposed to just through financial resources. We have 3 more businesses in the pipeline who expressed interest in supporting our events, but have not yet committed a pledge. And I'll stop there for any questions. And then finally, we're really excited that the last common council meeting, it was approved that the city can undertake launching a public engagement platform. We're going with a company called Citizen Lab. They're an international organization. They operate in Canada, the US, and Europe. And this is going to become a hub of engagement for the different projects that the city's doing, and hopefully a place where folks can go at any point in time and check in on how projects are progressing or look up past meeting notes or documents or things that are going on in the city. Actually today over social media, somebody left a comment on a post that happened like maybe 3 months ago about our Harborside master plan, and they were like, what's going on with this? You know, and that was, to me, it was like a perfect moment of being like, this is where we can, you know, refer someone to this engagement hub where we would have that project listed. People can see exactly, you know, where we are in that process. So myself and Alicia Bartlett, who's in community development, we're co-leading this project. We met for a kickoff meeting last Thursday with Citizen Lab, and we will be the ones going through the onboarding process to learn how to build the platform, onload or upload projects, documents, those types of things. Citizen Lab also has a lot of great resources in terms of launching to the community and how we can make sure we have a really strong launch, press releases, social media posts, those types of things. So our target launch for the platform to the public is going to be spring 2023. And we're looking to use the zoning update that's scheduled to happen later this year, as well as the Margaret Street project, is kind of our first 2 keystone projects to be getting people to sign up to use the platform and being able to communicate about those projects on, but there's many other projects that we think are gonna have a really great home on this platform. The next step with this platform, in a couple weeks, we're meeting with Citizen Lab again to continue the onboarding process. We do have to pick a name for ourselves, and so we're starting to sort of play around with what we want to be called. I know as a community, we say discover Plattsburgh a lot, and so we're thinking maybe something like engage Plattsburgh or speak up Plattsburgh, or maybe our Plattsburgh. I like our Plattsburgh. I was gonna ask if anybody had any input on things that they like. So we'll be figuring out what that is, the identity of the platform, as we move on in the process.
I like that kind of, you know, the whole point we're trying to make with this is you have to get people to engage and people to participate more in civic activity. And I think, you know, calling it our Plattsburgh, I just like the kind of ownership that it gives to the community.
One feature that we talked about is the use of texting for, you know, sharing information and disseminating information. Certainly around projects and project progress, and any kind of survey may come out for a project to engage those people who are following that project via text. But we also talked about using that feature for sharing emergency information, water main breaks, electrical outages, snow emergency, and any snow emergency changes along the way as well. So it'd be interesting to see how that all plays out. I know the city at one point had texting capacity, but with the change of hosting, when we changed hosting providers at the county to the county, when was that, 2019? 2019, we lost the capacity to text those kind of orders. So it's something I've certainly heard people wanting to have back as a mechanism for communicating with the city. So that'll be very nice to have access to, you know, that layer of communication plus social, plus traditional, plus website, plus, and so,
Creating as many avenues for access as possible.
yeah, especially if we know not everybody reads the press, and everybody's on Facebook, so you know, many avenues, like you said, for communication better.
I'm excited about this platform. You know, I've been in on it for day one, so I can't wait.
I am too. Yeah, I gotta not be, I'm too.
As soon as I researched it, I was like, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cory.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we come to the public comment section. Is there anybody in the audience with a public comment? And there's nobody here. Anybody online?
We don't do that.
We don't do that anymore. All right, so moving on. Is there any new business with this guy? All right, I don't have anything either. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Dr. Bob, and me a second. All right. Meeting is adjourned, and I do the gavel before, so okay. All right. Thank you.
We had to smash that thing once. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Like a reverse order.